Ladies and gentlemen, today we're checking out the custom zombies map called Shrunken Despair in Black Ops 3 Custom Zombies, of course. And this map was a part of the NoahJ mapping competition, the last one that lasted 30 days. They had 30 days to make a map and base it off of a movie. And obviously this one is based off of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which I haven't seen in quite a long time. But hopping into this map, you can immediately see that it uses a lot of Cold War stuff, clearly Cold War inspired, and overall, I could say it's kind of like Outbreak inspired because this map is huge. It appears to be some sort of backyard or something of the sorts. Reminds me of the game Grounded, as some of you may have checked out or seen gameplay of in the past couple years. But that's kind of what it reminds me of. The zombies are sprinting, it's timed gameplay. They basically get really fast and really aggressive pretty much right away, but thankfully there's a lot of open space to be able to train around in and get away from zombies. You just kind of have to avoid the water areas because you can actually be forced to swim and slow down, and the zombies will probably catch up to you and kill you, so you just gotta watch out for that. Because this map was made in a limited time, it's considered in beta currently, so it will be worked on continuously and hopefully made into an Outbreak, full-on Outbreak style mode is what I think they're aiming to do eventually. But right now it's just a survival zombies map, but it does reward you for actually exploring. Because if you explore and actually look around and open up new places, you'll be able to find special wall buys, you'll be able to find free perks, so lots of cool stuff around. And in specific areas you can find shovels to pick up to dig around the map. And one of the dig spots I actually dug up gave me the Howler shotgun from Cold War, which is awesome to see. It was actually pretty solid, so I held on to it for a while. And of course I had the DMR I bought off of the wall because it did get quite hectic pretty fast. So I started opening up some of the doors, and the doors are kind of expensive, and it's probably because every new location is just a huge area. So that's probably why the doors are a little bit more pricey. I did eventually find the MP5K on the wall, so I picked that up. And of course it's using Cold War weapons once again. So it's the Cold War versions, and I have to admit, they all were pretty decent on this map, I can't lie. It's kind of weird and unique walking around this kind of open world where you're smaller than a blade of grass, so everything looks really big and it's pretty cool looking. And of course I should mention that graphically it just looks great also. So I was just kind of opening up around the map. I had only picked up Quick Revive. We had to find the power switch, which was somewhere on the map, and one of the tips on the map actually said that the power switch was somewhere near the giant tree trunk. So I did open my way up to the giant tree trunk and then began looking sort of around that area and all around the perimeter of that tree trunk. I did actually come across this giant can of PhD flopper, or I guess it's PhD slider in this case, and it was spilled out into like a little pond. Well, at least for our character size in game, and you can walk into it and get free PhD and drink it from the pond, which is really cool. Reminds me of that little pond of Widow's Wine in the Zetsubo no Shima right after you fight the giant spider, so really reminded me of that, to be honest. I then found the mystery box on the opposite side of the tree stump, so I spun that a little bit to get some different weaponry. And then there was this building that was right next to the mystery box, which I assumed had to have power, right? It was like the only building on the map, I'd say, pretty much. But the zombies were full force sprinting. It was already around 10, and there was just a horde of them always behind me. So I had to just kind of train them up and survive for a while until I could get some sort of room to breathe, maybe a nuke or an insta-kill. So after I finally got a nuke, I went inside the house and began to search around quickly. Thankfully I had fast boots that dropped to be able to move around faster. I then found the Wonder Fizz machine in there, then I turned around and found the power switch there as well. So that was nice, and with the convenience of the Wonder Fizz being there, I just bought kind of my basic necessity perks, being Jug, Double, and Speed, and I also picked up Stamina up because of course this is a big map and I'm probably going to want to run around a lot faster. So I stayed for a little while, got quite a bit of points, and then I took the lander to see where it would take me. And it ended up flying across the map all the way back to the spawn area, which is perfectly fine, of course, because that's where Pack-a-Punch is located. I didn't quite know if you needed to activate all the landers in order to open up Pack-a-Punch. I think that might have been a bit more incentive to also go to all the landing locations and write it back. I think that'd actually be a decent way to have Pack-a-Punch open on this map, is just my recommendation. But it seems from turning on power, it was immediately activated. So I then began earning some points to try to open up other areas of the map, and I was always constantly digging as well to try to find something good. Unfortunately, I never found anything good, really. Occasionally, I get drops or low-tier weapons, but most of the time it was grenades or zombies spawning. So I went to Pack-a-Punch my XM4 and my Howler. I got them both Pack-a-Punched, but unfortunately, I got trapped in the water, which slowed you down down, you're forced into a swimming animation where you can't shoot, and I was unfortunately surrounded and cut off and killed by zombies. So once Quick Revive kicked in, I actually found a pool of Quick Revive right around the corner where I was able to get it back for free just by going into that little pond. So I then began opening up a different path to the power, even though I was kind of low on points and didn't really have any perks. And I did actually find a dropped can of stamina up as well, forming a little pond, so I got stamina up for free from that pond also. So that was pretty decent. I was actually able to survive with Quick Revive and stamina up, and my Pack-a-Punch XM4, and I actually traded the Howler because it turned into a burst shotgun from being upgraded, and I was not a fan of that. It was not working out too well for me. So I found the Gallo and traded it out for the Gallo because I think the Gallo is going to be better Pack-a-Punch personally. So I made my way back to the Wonder Fizz, picked up all the perks I possibly could once I had the points, and then I was now focused on trying to get that Gallo Pack-a-Punch, so I had to earn a bunch of points and open up the rest of the map and kind of make my way back to spawn. Once I got back to spawn finally, I think I took a lander to get back there, upgraded the Gallo, and it turned to a fully auto shotgun, which was awesome to see. So it seems some of the Pack-a-Punch variations, I don't know if it's just this map or maybe the weapon specifically he's using, are unique and different when Pack-a-Punched. So that is pretty cool. But with that said, it seems this map is just a survival map at this point, so I felt like I'd experienced everything I needed to by the early round 20s. And with no Easter egg or anything and this map simply being in beta, I figured I'd come back at a later time and check it out again once it's fully finished up. But with that said, this is a cool survival map, and I had a lot of fun with it. But nonetheless guys, this map will be linked in the description down below for anyone who wants to check it out for themselves, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.